Shalom, giving honor, all praise, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Arachak, Wadash, the honors to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone that rule well. And as always, peace, blessings, and salutations to the tabernacle of David, the hopeful elect that are scattered abroad across the four winds of the earth. So, I'm going to ask this. Was the husband wrong for casting his woman out of his house? You know, is this an example of a virtuous woman? This woman right here. I'm gonna play it, and you'll see. This is what led to the end of a 15-year marriage. So, Pete.
My husband is mad at me because he walked in and he saw that I'm making breakfast, and I told him that this was for me and my daughter, and that if he wanted some, he needed to cook for himself. I told him I was not going out of my way to make breakfast for him. This is only for me and my daughter. Like, if you're that hungry, there's a McDonald's down the street, or there's eggs in the fridge and there's bacon, and you can make it yourself. He's acting like this not cooking for him thing is brand new. I gave him a list of things that I don't do the day that we got married, and he was okay with it. So what's the problem now? I told him, if you don't want to cook, you could wait and see if there's any leftovers. If there's leftovers, go ahead and eat. If there's no leftovers, then I'm sorry, you're going to have to figure it out. But I am not going to cook for you. It's not my job to cook for you. I'm sorry. And then on top of that, I'm doing scrambled eggs. He wants a fried egg. No, I'm sorry. That's too much work for me. I'm not going to do it. Plus, he's so picky with his food that he might as well just cook it himself. My husband is mad at me because...
Just imagine that, right? First, he took the L for even agreeing to that. What man in his right mind would agree to that? I'm pretty sure she had a list of preferences and standards that she had for him, and he may have fit the criteria, and which is why she married him. But then she's going to have a list of things that she won't do for him in their marriage. So you have to fit the criteria of things that she desires, but she got a list of things that yeah, this is a virtuous woman right here. All right. You a woman like this, you just gotta, she's right for the team. She's right for the nuclear family. She's a good helpmate. What a good helpmate. This is marriage material. Man, this is freaking, this is horrific, man. This is terrible. And but this is what men have to settle for on this side, man. This is straight hell. Imagine that. You taking care of your household. You out working hard. You paying your bills and make sure that your woman and your child, have a roof over their head, have food in the kitchen, and your helpmate that you're taking care of don't even want to cook for you. She think that's oppressive. She's only going to do for herself. You see how selfish, how self-centered. This is ridiculous, man.
So my husband decided...
So this is the aftermath, right? Because that went viral. I'm pretty sure she was getting cooked, in the comment section. Well, I'm pretty sure, you had some N-dubs that agreed with her. A lot of these feminist minded Western women, who think that the man was created for the woman and not the woman for the man. You know, they think that they supposed to be equal or greater, you know, than the man. So, you know, that's what feminism, you know, teaches the woman, that, you know, she doesn't have to be under no type of order. You know, she does not need to submit. She does not need to be led. Shouldn't be led. She can do what she want to do. And if she do enter into a marriage, she needs to be the one in control. That's what they think. So she thought that, and let's let her explain how this all ended.
Decided to drain our joint bank account and leave me after so much controversy on my videos. So on my main page, I made a video about how I didn't want to cook breakfast for my husband because I didn't want to go out of my way from making scrambled eggs to making a fried egg for him. And I said that he could do it himself. I don't cook for my husband. I never have, and I'm not going to be starting today. I'm sorry. I guess he got, wind of the videos, and yeah.
Yeah, and that's why women like her, you're gonna die all by yourself. You're gonna be alone. All right. And see, what's funny is a lot of these women that claim that they won't do this, they won't do that. Their attitude is going to completely change when all hell breaks loose. When Jacob's trouble finally hits, this mentality is going to go right out the window because they're going to be trying to survive at this point. Like when we read Isaiah 4, which is controversial, you know, it's really simple, but, you know, it's controversial in this setup, in this wicked world. But peep the attitude of the women that's going to, you know, be desperate to marry one man. There's going to be multiple women trying to go for one man. There's Isaiah 4 and 1, it says, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. That basically means, you know, we're going to provide for ourselves. You don't even have to provide for us. Just let us marry you. All right? Because when there is a shortage of men because the men are out drafted in the wars, when food is way too costly and it's scarce, and, you know, people are desperate out there, and it's not going to be safe in them streets, you're going to be desperately looking for a partner that can protect you. You're going to be desperately looking for security, shelter, all right, food. So the way you thinking now, that shit is going to go out of the window when that time hits. Right now, you still got running water. You got lights. You have a kitchen that you can cook in. You can go to fast food. You can go to a restaurant. You can do all these things right now. But when the Lord strip you women down, you careless women down, you read the previous chapter. You already know what that's going into. When the Lord strips you down and make you humble, all that's going to go out of the window. All right. And women like this going to come running and begging. All right, I'll do it. I'll clean, I'll cook, I'll do this, I'll do that. Whatever you need me to do. Nah. Because you should have did it when you had a husband who took care of you. You know? So yeah, she pretty much ruined her own family because of her own selfishness. Selfish as hell, man. What good are you?
Yeah, he drained our bank account and he has told me that I have to leave. At first, I thought he was the one that's going to be gone and that I was going to be able to stay here. But he returned and he said that I need to pack up my things and go. I told him absolutely not because I have children and me and my children are not going to be in the street. So I told him that he has to.
She said, my children. You mean y'all children? Or is this children from a whole nother relationship and he took you and your children in? Either way, she sounds ridiculous, man. This sounds real nasty, man. What you mean, my children? This is a horrible woman right here, man. How virtuous, you know. I'm being facetious, but like she's clearly an example of what not to be at all. But she represents a lot of these Western women out here, man. They think that they supposed to get this traditional treatment. You supposed to, check every box square for her and her preferences and standards, but she ain't got to do a damn thing. That shit, that's absurd. Now let me let's go to the beginning. And this is what she wanted too, by the way. Eve wanted to do her own thing. She just, totally blew it. And that caused a ripple effect in what she did. So the Lord said from here on out, this is what it needs to be. Genesis 3:15 is where is it at? Yeah. I'm gonna start at 15. It says, "And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed, and it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel." That's a whole nother breakdown. That's for a whole nother lesson. All right. We seeing that now, the enmity now, what Esau and Jake. All right, is happening. All right. You got Cincinnati, it's high level tension between Jake and E up there. All right. So continuing on, it says, "Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow, and in thy conception, and in sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, birth pains, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee." And that was the order. But these modern women, they like, nah, that's not happening. He ain't finna rule over me. Cook your own damn breakfast. Wash your own damn clothes. You take the trash out. Well, all she got to do is lay up and get popped, which more than likely is being used up, previously. And she handing that used up thing to you, and you got to be obligated to that for the rest of your life. These chicks are insane, and it's like I said, this is a modern Western thing with these modern Western women. This is why a lot of men are checking out. They're not marrying nothing. They're going overseas. You take the biggest L of your life when you marry these women, man. Especially going to the government, going to the state. That's an automatic L. But this is supposed to be the natural order, but not now. Things have been turned upside down. So let's go from there. And let's go to, was it Titus 2? And I'm going to read it in the Amplified. I'm going to start at verse 3. Because the older women, they're supposed to lace these women up. The generations after them, they're supposed to lace them up. But a lot of them, they dropped the ball because they fell to feminism. That boomer generation. And then, afterwards, these women got taken over by, the Lil Kim, that whole influence, down to the Nickies and the Cardi B's, down to the Sexy Reds and, etc. So they're under a demonic influence right now. It says, older women similarly are to be reverent in their behavior. And that woman, she's I don't think she's that old, but she's definitely not reverent in her behavior. That's what she's doing is rebellious. This is straight up rebellion. Just like when was it yeah, Xerxes, when he set up that banquet, he's gonna have everybody come, for dinner, and he wanted his wife, Queen Vashti, to come out and be dressed, doll herself up, dress nice or whatever, and show up. And she rebelled and said, "Hell no, I'm not coming out. I'm not finna do what you told me to do. I'm the queen." So I believe it was his chamberlains, his eunuchs, if I'm not mistaken. Let me try to find it. Oops. Let me hold up. Let me just go back. Yeah, so let me go to the first one. I'm gonna go straight to the point. Yeah, this Esther 1:10. It says, on the seventh day, when the heart of the king was merry with wine, he commanded Mahuman, Biztha, Harbona, Bigtha, and Abagtha, Zethar, and Carthus, the 7 chamberlains that served in the presence of Ahasuerus the king, to bring Vashti the queen before the king with the crown royal, to show the people and the princes her beauty, for she was fair to look on. But the queen Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment by his chamberlains. Therefore was the king very wroth, and his anger burned in him. Then the king said to the wise men, which knew the times, for so was the king's manner toward all that knew law and judgment. And the next unto him was Karshina, Shethar, Admatha, Tarshish, Merez, Marcina, and Mumican, the 7 princes of Persia and Media, which saw the king's face, and which sat the first in the kingdom. So he was real pissed. He was fuming. It says, what shall we do unto the queen Vashti according to law, because she have not performed the commandment of the king Ahasuerus by the chamberlains? And Mimican answered before the king and the princess, Vashti the queen has not done wrong to the king only, but also to all the princes and to all the people that are in all the provinces of the king of Ahasuerus. Yeah, because this type of behavior, it sets an example, a precedent. All right. And that's what happened in retrospect to women in general with the feminist movement. The moment they see one woman, exuding a certain behavior, it just causes a reaction, a chain link reaction, man, a snowball effect. Other women get influenced by the behavior of a particular woman, and next thing you know, it spreads. Okay. And women are impressionable, man. So they see, an act of bravery, boldness. They get it. They feel emboldened. And that's what happened during the feminist movement. Oh, she's being defiant. Oh, she's pushing back. Oh, that's very encouraging. They look at rebellious behavior and think that that's empowerment. And now you see a bunch of women now, what are they doing? Crying because there's nobody there to help them with their burdens. They got to do it all by themselves. So now they're tired and exhausted. And it's not because they're crying out for men because they want companionship and they really want to love a man. No, they need somebody to help them with their burdens. So they're crying on social media right now. This inflation, a lot of these job layoffs, Trump cutting these benefits. They thought that, the serpent, they thought that he was going to have their back from here on out. And that would help to support them in their behavior. as long as they're getting taken care of by the government or you know, these corporations. Or they thought that their job, not their, yeah, their high paying, high earning jobs, corporate jobs, their degrees. They thought that that was going to be the middle ground to set them up so that they can be in this, you know, this dynamic where they can just, you know, look down on the man, you know, don't have to meet standards of a man, but he has to meet her set of standards. It's all rebellious behavior, and it was all a fluke the whole time. So you got some women that's like, man, hey, feminism lied to us. It ruined us. Yeah, it sure did. And you wait till all these men are checked out and don't even want to be bothered with you. And this is the worst time, all right, under Trump's America for any of that. But it is sadly to say it's too late for most of you. So verse 17. So this Chamberlain, he was actually talking some sense. He like, if this behavior is being encouraged, because she's the queen, all these other women, they see her in her position, and they see her doing this is going to set a precedent. He said, for this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women, so that they shall despise their husbands in their eyes. And this chick, she thought she was going to get her little internet, her little viral moment. And that, you know, she was probably fishing for other women to encourage her. And that's right. Yeah, we not about to be our husband's maids. We not about to, you know, I don't know what he think he is. You know? Yeah, I could see a lot of the nasty black women, single as miserable black women that got kids and definitely no husband or man at home, you know, condoning and applauding that behavior. I'm pretty sure that's who she was getting her encouragement from. And then a woman that ain't feminist, they was probably, you know, going in on her. And you know, this went viral on some of these manosphere channels. You know? So the husband caught wind and was like, oh yeah? But let me finish this. It says, when it shall be reported, the king Ahasuerus commanded Vashti the queen to be brought in before him, but she came not. Likewise shall the ladies of Persia and Media say this day unto all the king's princes, which have heard of the death of the queen, thus shall there arise too much contempt and wrath. Yeah, because women, they follow other women, man. You know, they'll be on code when it comes to rebellion. I saw one IG post where this woman, she agreed to marry a man, a Jake, and he said, I'll agree if you lose weight, if you get in the gym and lose at least 60 pounds or whatever. So she posted a picture of her in the gym, and a lot of these women was giving her hell. They was basically going in on her like, no, you don't need to, girl, be you, and you know, I'll refuse, and I wish I would. So a lot of women were going in on her in the comment section saying, you better leave him. Don't let him make you go and try to make progress and improve yourself to get with him and to care for your health. You should be able to do what you want to do. They was encouraging her to basically be defiant, you know, because they don't believe that men should deserve to have standards. Only they deserve to have standards. This is straight up hell. So that's why the scriptures say concerning you women, man, it's not gonna end well at all for you. A lot of these women, they're here to get judged. There's only a few sisters, all right, who's repented of that lifestyle, and they done transformed away from that poisonous mindset. All right, that'll make it out of here. But the majority of them, they're just like that woman that we're talking about. This woman here, she looked like she's maybe the Northern Kingdom. I don't know, but a lot of our women, they've been ruined on this side, from Judah all the way down. If you've been Americanized, you already ruined. The Latin women, y'all not too far from Eve. So it says, and when the kings, Salakia, it says, if it please the king, let there go a royal commandment from him, and let it be written among the laws of the Persians and the Medes, that it be not altered, that Vashti come no more before the king Ahasuerus, and let the king give her royal estate unto another that is better than she. And he had it like that. He's the king. So he was able to replace her quickly, as advised. Get rid of her and get you a replacement. Because she's making you look bad, right? It says, and when the king's decree which he shall make shall be published throughout all his empire, for it is great, all the wives shall give to their husbands honor, both to great and small. So this was law. He put that in law. Now Esau, he's such a F-bomb, a bundle of sticks that, he wouldn't dare put that in his laws. He's given all the authority to the woman now. We'll if it's true about them child support laws, he's finally starting to come around just a little bit. If it's true about them child support laws that I've been hearing about, but things need to be turned around, but not when this devil is in power. He's the one that turned things upside down as the potter's clay. So that's why we have all this rebellion. But with the laws of the Most High, none of this shit would be a thing. And especially in our kingdom, we definitely not going to have to experience that. Because all of Israel is going to be righteous, including our women. All right, that's why we always bring up that scene in Coming to America. The character played by actress Vanessa Bell Calloway. She was basically saying, I was groomed and born to serve you, whatever you like. Our women they're gonna be just as submissive, if not even more. So yeah, he put that in his law. All right. That all you women, as long as you live under my jurisdiction, you're going to honor, you're going to respect your man, whether he's great, whether he has high rank status, or whether he's just a regular, ordinary man. In this society, the average man, he's non-existent. Zero respect from these modern women. You make an honest living. You ain't out there illegally getting your money. You working your 9 to 5, you doing what you can. She don't respect that. If she's making money, you got to make more money than she do. So yeah, this is where we at right now. Let me go back to Titus. And I'm gonna read verse 3 again. It says, older women similarly are to be reverent in their behavior, and not malicious gossips, nor addicted to too much wine, teaching what is right and good, so that they may encourage the young women to tenderly love their husbands and their children. And she don't love him. All right, she loved maybe the security, the financial security that she was able to sustain under being married to him. But a lot of these women, they don't love their husbands at all. A lot of them, they just They marry him for the aesthetics, the financial security, what they can get out of him. Then they'll be bored, and they'll, the last years of the marriage, she'll start to be defiant. You know, she'll start to wax cold, and you'll start to see it and notice the behavior change. And he should have, been more discerning, of course, because it's easy to see. But I'm curious to see if he would tell his side. Did he really agree to that? Like, yeah, I'm gonna marry you, but you ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to cook for me. You ain't got to do a damn thing. You could just exist, while I take care of you and put babies in you. Nah, man. Hell to the no. I don't know if I can even believe that. It says to be sensible, pure, makers of a home where the Most High is honored, good-natured, being subject to their own husband. And she's definitely not subject to her husband. And a lot of these women are not. Talking down to him, telling them what they won't do. So you won't submit. It says so that the word of the Most High will not be dishonored. These are not godly women. None of these women are godly, man. They just not. So let's finish this out and we'll close.
To evict me. And the one that gave him this idea of leaving me was his birth giver. Yes. His mother was the one that gave him the grand idea to leave me.
Good, because his mother more than likely was traditional. She probably didn't give in to that whole feminist mindset, ideology. So, good shit, Mom. Mom looking out for her son. Good shit. And there was some wise words from King Lemuel's mother, which happens to be the same chapter where you read about the virtuous woman. Proverbs 31:1, it says, the words of King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him. What my son and what the son of my womb and what the son of my vows. Give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. So off the rip, she said, hey, do not give your strength to these women. And that's literally what he was doing for that whole 15 years until she started to show her true colors. All right, don't waste your strength on these women. And that was a waste. Because what good was she? Yeah, I mean, she taking care of the children, which that's something you're supposed to do as a mother. But you're supposed to hold it down for your husband too and serve him as well. You're a helpmate for a reason. All right, you support one another in a marriage. It shouldn't be one-sided. So good shit from the mother. She was probably telling him, man, stop being a damn simp and divorce her. Get away from her. She probably felt embarrassed for her son.
After 15 years. So my husband decided.
Good. That was good, man. All right, and now let me get this in the Apocrypha. Let's go to Sirach. Was it 25? And it says, verse 26. And it says, if she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go. Now, originally, we know, like the Lord said, the Most High suffered Moses to add that into the law because of the hardness of our people's heart, that stony nature. But from the beginning, it wasn't so. So, normally a woman like that, You know, she would have to get the king. That's why King David, he didn't divorce Michal. He just, put her ass to the side and made sure he didn't put no babies in her. Since you want to talk to me any kind of way, and I'm the king, and I rejoice before the Lord, and I was, feeling myself, and you want to try to humiliate me and talk down to me, I gonna put you to the side, and you just gonna die childless. And hey, you can have a woman live separate from you. She ain't gotta live with you, and you ain't gotta deal with her. If she's being rebellious, you ain't gotta deal with her. you know. And so you got some men who will, get away from their woman, but because it's cheaper to not divorce her, they'll, remain married but separated. She go off and do her, in which she commits adultery when she does that. But he's free. 9 times out of 10, she's gonna go and, mess around and basically commit adultery. Because according to the law, a woman, she's bound by the law under her husband as long as he lives. So if she go and marry another man while her husband is alive, she's an adulteress. And so most of these women, if not all of them, are adulteresses. So, she's gonna, he's gone, and she's gonna be looking for another sucker to give her the same treatment. But hopefully she went viral enough for enough men to see her, and if they see her, stay far the freak away from her. And hopefully old boy learned a valuable lesson. So that's I'm gonna stop right there. Hopefully this was edifying. I'm gonna give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Hey, you women, man, the tides are turning, man. The walls are gonna start closing in. All right, and you women gonna be y'all gonna be out of it. Rise up, you women that are at ease. You careless women. Don't be like this. So with that, I say shalom.